My hair's good. Okay, The Essentials of Training by Maik Wiedenbach. So we live in a funny time. There's more information out than ever, right? And there's more gyms than ever. Well, there used to be, thank you, Corona. But people are not in shape, right? So what is the story with that? And I think the main story with that is that we have gone from thinking to following. So it's like, scroll on Instagram, and this guy's great shoulders, I'm gonna do that, right? This guy's got a great back, I'll do that, you know? But that's not how training works. It's just not, okay? How does training actually work? Well, if you go back to the 70s and 80s, the bodybuilders back then, they didn't really have all that much data or science. So how they get in shape? They observed. They wore questionable clothing, like short shorts and string tank tops. So they could see which muscle is contracting during the exercise, right? So if you want to build a physique, you have to understand one thing. The muscle has an origin and an insertion. The better you can shove them together, the better you will look. The muscular work will determine your physique and nutrition, of course. Not how much weight you lift, because that could be momentum, that could be inertia. Not, how many sets you did, because if all the sets are shit, then the physique will be shit as well. So whatever you're trying to do, let's say you want to train your pecs, right? You go to the drawing board, and so there's the insertion, the origin, and you bring them together. And needless to say, only one can move, right? So this one has to be steady. So if you're on the bench and you're like looking like some fish on ecstasy or so, it's not gonna work. Same with biceps, right? Like I push my bicep down, I flex my tris, I drive the arm down, I flex my lats, and I come like so, as opposed to what you always see, like, yo bro, that's not gonna work. So what determines your success in the gym is your ability to think and observe your own body and find exercises that work for you, as opposed to being pigeonholed into like 3x10 flat bench, flies, squats, this, that, the other. That might work for somebody or not, you don't know. But the question is, will it work for you? And so when you're squatting, for instance, like, what am I trying to do? Am I gonna work on my glutes or mainly on my quads, right? So then that could be a lunge, if that's easy. You could be in a cable lunge, and you could be saying like, okay, I'm falling forward, working more on my quad, versus here, I'll be doing more work on my glute. Well, it's not gonna be as manly as having 415 in your back, but you're not gonna get injured, you're gonna look better. So I think one of the main reasons why at 44 I have no injuries is because I always train somewhat intelligently, as opposed to like, not just heave-hoing weight around, but to create tension and muscular work, And then there's always the argument, yeah, what about functional strength? Functional for what? The zombie apocalypse? Like, do you work in the woodshed? Like, most of us want to look good, right? Like, I'm stronger than most people. I'm not like powerlifting strong, but it's good enough, right? So this whole functional strength argument, I never understood. Think for yourself, create tension, figure out origin and insertion, bring them together. Muscular work decides your success. It's not like homework. Check, 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 check. It's like, what you've actually done. Mike out.